Right, so here we are again at the Superstore in Staines, Martin Lynch and Sons. Got Graham from BHI.
Hello,
Graham. Hello, mate. We tried to do this video earlier, but we had lots of customers mincing around, spending money and looking happy and going out with boxes, which makes me happy. We're just going to do a little bit of a demonstration on Graham's NES 10.2 Mark III, which is here. I think I mentioned these a few weeks ago about how popular they are. After having a few used ones, and then we went and bought a large batch from Graham. There it is. Let's just have a tune around, Graham, and see if we can hear anything on the wireless and give people a demonstration of how effective this is, not just through the speaker, but in fact through the headphone jack on the side. Imagine all this white noise going in your ears and how effective it is at getting rid of the noise. Right, so that's without DSP, that's with the speaker turned off, basically.
Yep. That's with it on. Off. On.
Listen to the difference in the background noise.
That's with level 4 noise cancelling. It's about 15 dB. Huge difference.
Especially if you're wearing headphones. Okay, Graham. Okay, right, that's it from down here. I think we'll go upstairs, Graham, and continue our little discussion.
Sounds good.
Go into BHI a little bit more.
Yeah, why not? Come on, let's go.
Let's go upstairs. Right, okay, so here we are. This all was really cropped up over a month or so ago. We had, you may remember, for those who watched it, 2 or 3 of these used coming from one customer who's either given up the hobby or, well, I can't remember now, it was a while ago. And this is a little NES 10.2. This is actually the Mark III version that Graham's design has been manufacturing and selling for quite a few years now. And we sold them so quickly that I thought I'd better do a deal with Graham, because he does little deals for me now and again. He's a hard bargainer, but we do a deal. And I bought a load in and I advertised them on our website and in fact on the next video, and they sold out so quickly. I've knocked on Graham's door and said, Graham, I need some more and some more and some more. So we'll come back to this later, but I thought Graham can pop in, we'll say hello, give a little background as to where the company has come from. I've been dealing with you since 2002,
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, vaguely with I remember with the very, very first version. So tell me, Graham, where did it first start? What made you think you're going to run your own company? And what does BHI stand for?
Okay, well, let's answer some of those questions for you. BHI was founded in 2002, and it was as a result of me being made redundant that moved us to BHI. The company's technology that was used in the very first product that you mentioned, the NES 10.2 Mark III, was the company I worked for. They were a German company and they just went bust, and the products that they had were aimed at a big car market and it just didn't come off. So we just decided, I decided at the time that I thought actually this would lend itself to going inside a speaker with an amplifier. And that's what we did. We formed in April 2002. We got some production units out for April onwards, and we had our first rally, was the Epsom rally, if you remember those.
God, that was a long time ago.
In June 2002. And we didn't know whether we'd made the right decision. We spent 2 hours with people walking past, not knowing who we were.
I didn't know you were.
And then finally we sold a couple of units, and it went from there, really. The NES 10.2 was on its own, then we had a Mark II, and then it's morphed to the Mark III with us making improvements where we could.
I know when we demonstrate the BHI range on our showroom, in our showroom downstairs, people are always quite surprised that despite the fact that modern transceivers are laden with DSP processing, which certainly makes signals a lot more receivable and audible, by using one of these, it's quite remarkable how much better it makes it, doesn't it? You know, I mean, this has been out for quite a while now. I know you've updated it over the years, but I think I told the story about a guy with a TS990, which is Kenwood's flagship radio, costing a lot of money, and he was actually the one that said if he didn't use this on it, he couldn't use it, which is quite remarkable, really, considering the price.
I mean, there's a reason for that, really, is because the specific technology we use is very unique at noise cancelling, and mainly because it actually looks for speech. Effectively, it's not actually looking for noise, it's looking for speech. So within noisy signals, to a point where you can just about hear the speech, we can store that speech, and as a result, we can then decide how much noise you let through with the speech. So once you've got that speech, all you're doing is setting the filter level, more or less noise with the speech. Consequently, the processed audio sounds better than the rigs that are around today because it's specifically looked at speech, and they have specific software people that do their own programming, and you know, it's not as good as ours.
No, I know one of the questions that people ask me, we spoke about this before, was use on CW. In fact, I had a customer who came in not so long ago when I did the last video and mentioned these units. Excuse me, what about CW operation?
CW operation, over the last 16 years, we've had many reviews of our products, and all the reviewers in both Radcom, PW, and the other magazines have done a test with CW. And all I can say is at lower filter levels, CW works in as much as it does improve the audio of the CW tone by removing background noise. However, if you increase the filter level, by nature of how the DSP technology works, it has this effect of changing the tone and the pitch. So if you started going over level 3 or 4, which is sort of, I don't know, 17 to 20 dBs of noise cancelling, it does change the tone. So we've found that people that do a bit of voice, a bit of everything, are very happy. But specific CWs that only do CW, they just tend not to like using the DSP noise cancelling.
Well,
so in fact, we even say to them, I don't think you should buy it. And they're shocked that we actually don't want to sell them something, but there's no point.
Well, we're the same. I purposely won't sell a product to somebody who I think it's wrong, because it's just wrong. And what's the point? You know, we can do it once. It'll come back. It'll not only come back, you'll say, well, he only did it to get the money in, so it's just a stupid thing to do. Best-selling product after all these years?
Still the NES Tension Mark III.
That's your little bread and butter job, isn't it, really? Despite that, I mean, it's the right price point. It's still under £100. I know you do commercial products as well. Did you want to mention that at all?
Well, just out of interest, for people that don't know, is since 2008 we've had a partnership with an American company who make a scanner for radiotherapy for cancer treatment, and those machines are very noisy. We got called up to the Cromwell Hospital back in 2008 by an amateur who was working as a technician.
We get everywhere, us radio hams. Everywhere.
Anyway, we didn't have an intercom at the time, but I took up a colleague who worked with intercoms, that was also a ham, and they basically showed us the problem, which was these noisy machines and trying to make the speech of the patient.
Is this to communicate with the patient when he's in?
Yes. Right. So the patient's laying there stressed. The doctors and nurses want to be able to hear and understand if the patient's under duress. So normally you wouldn't hear them because it's so noisy. So we said, yeah, we can do that. And we just went away, and we managed to come up with a noise cancelling intercom. And since 2008, we've been in partnership with this company, a company called Tomotherapy, who make these very specific types of radiotherapy machines. And every one of their machines virtually has one of our noise cancelling intercoms.
Brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant. And I gather, I think they're even sold in America, aren't they, in hospitals there?
In the hospitals there. That's the main market in America, but they've now come over. So we've got them in the NHS over here, Nottingham NHS, and Addenbrooke's, and other big hospitals have the noise cancelling intercom.
I mean, I know, I think it was at Friedrichshafen a couple of years ago, you were very, very proud to show off the parametric equaliser that I have in my hand. I was quite staggered at how good it was and all the different levels. Do you want to go through this?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, so you're looking at that camera, I think.
Was
it 2 years ago? It's not this year. It was last year.
Yeah, it was last year. Yeah. I mean,
you're in a bit ago,
and at Dayton as well. So basically, we had the idea from a lot of amateurs that we've removed the noise and cleaned the speech up, but the audio still wasn't good enough for them, where they may have some hearing loss, tone loss. So I suddenly had an idea that, well, maybe we should do a unit with a tone control. And speaking with a gentleman called Giles Reed, who everyone probably knows is the technical editor of Radcom, he said, no, you don't want to do that. And I said, what do you mean? He said, you want a parametric equaliser. I didn't really know what one of those was. it turned out that this is a very common type of equalisation technique that's used in recording studios for voice, but it's not really used in audio products. So we went on the design phase, and we finally came up with this product called the ParaPro EQ20. And effectively you have our latest DSP noise cancelling inside, alongside a parametric equaliser, where you're able to move the centre frequency of any frequency between 10k and 100 hertz and 10k.
Yeah, 100 hertz. Yeah.
100 hertz and 10k, and you can move that frequency to suit your own hearing.
Yeah.
And you can boost or attenuate by plus or minus 10 dB, as well as noise cancelling.
I know, I was quite amazed at how good it was, because you also even had it hooked up to your Bluetooth, via Bluetooth through your phone, just to show the audio quality out of it.
Yes, there is Bluetooth on it. What we did was...
That's an option though, isn't it?
It's an option on the input. So what that means is if you are sat in your shack, there's no one in the airwaves, and you want to listen to some music, you can actually just stick your iPod or your Android phone with Amazon Music or iPlayer and play music.
And the quality is really good.
Yeah.
Very
Some
good.
of the latest transceivers do have Bluetooth on their output, which would link to this.
Yeah.
So one of the reviewers in Radcom actually used a laptop, and the only connection he had, apart from the power supply, was a set of Bluetooth headphones that he'd connected via the back.
Yeah,
there were no other wires, and he was using a laptop. So you know.
Another British product. I mean, obviously this outsells everything because of the price point, but these are certainly worth looking at. And because it's rotary controls, I thought it's very, very easy to use.
We are constantly looking
new products.
New products,
Always
and we've got a few things in the
pipeline. Yeah, zip tie. I've tried to get that out of him. He doesn't want to know. We're going to have to wait, apparently.
It's mainly from customers' feedback that we developed. This product, the NES 10-2, was our first product, and within 5 minutes of developing it, customers were saying, well, it hasn't got a headphone socket. So we, as a small company, were able to fit a headphone socket.
Quickly. Yeah.
And then customers said, oh, I want to fit it in my radio, that's too big.
I remember the 817 module.
We developed a module for that. So we take pride. In fact, every product we sell that you stock on your shelves has a BHI feedback card. And on that feedback card, customers can tell us, good or bad.
And people do use it.
They do use it. And that helps us develop products for the future.
That's very good.
We listen.
Very good. I don't think there's anything else, but I'm very pro BHI because A, is a British company, and it's a small British company too, which is fantastic, especially as you're exporting all over the place. I know we send your modules and speakers everywhere via our web. Don't forget to look at BHI range on our web, hamradio.co.uk/BHI. Quite easy, or indeed go to Graham's website. Graham, thanks for coming along today. Quick overview.
Thank you.
I know you're thinking about doing some videos in depth on each product, but that'll be on Graham's website in the future, and we'll probably add it to ours.
Yeah.
But thank you very much.
You're welcome. Thank you, Martin.
We'll see you at the show very shortly, no doubt.
Look forward to seeing you all at the Newark show.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.